There is a disturbing reality coming to light when it comes to housing here in the United States.
Yeah, so we have a new ABC News investigation that has found that there are gaping racial disparities nationwide in terms of mortgage lending. ABC's David Scott with this report.
This has been the neighborhood that I've adored for many, many years. These houses are gorgeous houses.
Exie Tatum III is on the hunt for a new home for his growing family. He spent years preparing for this moment, landing a well-paid union job, purchasing a starter home. Now, he wants to trade up to the American dream and leave something behind for his son Charles to inherit.
Generational wealth, being able to have a home as an asset and pass it down.
Exie grew up in Milwaukee, and while he's seen the city change, he's also seen some things stubbornly stay the same.
If you look at the north side of Milwaukee, you're going to see African American. As soon as you cross to the south side, that's where the Latino community begins.
Despite its overall diversity, Milwaukee is the most segregated big city in America, according to data analyzed by ABC News.
We're getting close to Wauwatosa.
Today, Exie's search is leading him to the suburb of Wauwatosa, where the homes are nicer and pricier. Is this the kind of neighborhood you dream of for yourself and your family?
Definitely, definitely. You can look around, you see everybody manicures their yards, they take care of their grass. It's peaceful.
But Exie sees no future for his family in Milwaukee's virtually all-white suburbs. He says generations of past legal segregation and present lending challenges have conspired to lock out buyers like him. It's been more than 50 years since the Fair Housing Act outlawed discrimination in home buying. But more than half a century later, minorities continue to have a harder time purchasing homes than white Americans. Has the Federal Fair Housing Act simply failed America?
It's failed America because it's never been enforced by any presidential administration. You don't find any other real attempt, regardless of who the president is, regardless of which administration you have in office, that has literally said, we're going to really, really work on this.
Nationwide, about 35% of black applicants are approved for mortgage loans, compared to nearly 56% of white applicants in the same income range applying for similar loans.
You have laws in place that you haven't enforced, and this is what I say to people about laws. Laws are useless if they are not enforced.
More than 90% of black people in the Milwaukee area live in the city, and whether you're white or not still appears to make a difference in your ability to get a traditional mortgage, even if you've done all the right things.
I still feel like my bankers always have to go to the underwriters and fight for me. They literally tell me that I'm going to fight for you. Why do you have to fight for me when I'm meeting all the criteria that you told me I needed?
Here in Milwaukee's majority white neighborhoods, our data show that white people have a loan approval rate 1.5 times higher than people of color with the same income range applying for similar loan amounts. Despite the hurdles, Exie Tatum III is still searching for the right home for his family.
The ideal home would look like probably a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You want a neighborhood that you can see your child ride up and down the street on their big wheel or their bike and know that they're safe.
David Scott joins us now. And David, these laws have been on the books for half a century. Those laws are not being enforced. How do you start to find a way to give people a fair shake?
Yeah, that's the question. And this goes back almost 90 years now, when the federal government got together with bankers and they literally determined which communities would prosper and which would not. And literally they went in, they drew red and green lines around every community in America, and the flow of capital followed suit. So if you lived in a red zone, it was exceedingly difficult to get a home loan, even if you were creditworthy.
So black and brown folks who are trying to fight this, what can you do? How do you fight this system?
Right. Well, you have the right to file a complaint, but that has proved to be a weak remedy. Yeah. There are alternative lenders, minority-owned banks, community development corporations, credit unions that have started to try and fill the gap. But our study shows that the scale of the problem is enormous in contemporary America, and there's about a 20% approval rate differential between white applicants and black applicants, even when you hold income and loan amount constant.
David, you go all the way back to the 1930s and you really dig in. Have things gotten any better?
There has been progress around the margins. There are communities in American suburbia that are more integrated than others, but those are the exceptions. 20 major cities in the country in our study fell into the category of extreme segregation, meaning 40% of the population would have to move in order to achieve a measure of meaningful integration. That's how far we are from living together.
We talk about it so often, but we are so segregated in this country in a lot of ways, and that you all's investigation certainly points out. Thank you for this. You all have been at this for quite some time in this investigation, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, David.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.